Hey, my friends, how you guys doing tonight? But last night we had some technical difficulties with internet connection. Was spotty and choppy. So I said yesterday that I would come back and do another broadcast today. So here we are, guys. Listen, the way that the broadcast goes, or the purpose of the broadcast, is to give you live coaching with your business in any area that you're struggling in with your business. All you have to do is put the question down below. It's really that simple. Again, my name is Xavier Johnson. All of my information is right there on the screen. I'm a business coach and business consultant, and I help businesses grow. Like, that's essentially what I do. And so it could be challenging you. It could be challenging you to do something different with the business. It can be in pricing, marketing, advertising. You can literally ask me whatever you want to ask regarding your business and get some practical business advice from a serial entrepreneur. Like, this is what I do. This is something that, I've been an entrepreneur probably over 20 years now. I did corporate America. I was in the C-suite of corporate America, and I was a college president and did some good stuff. But anyway, with all that said, I only say that to let you know I'm just not somebody that just fell out of the sky. So I'm a practitioner. This is what I do, and I want to be able to give back to you guys and kind of sow into your businesses. So the way that this works, again, of course, put your question right in the chat below. This is not a broadcast where I just come on and teach. That's not what I'm trying to do. If you're stuck in your business, if you're confused in your business, maybe you need to get some traction in a specific area of your business, guys, all you have to do is put the question right in the chat box below. It's really simple. It's really simple. So thank you guys for tuning in. I see we have some viewers. So thank you guys for tuning into the broadcast. Like I said, I'm trying not to be too boring, but I do want to help you. And the way that I help is you got to put a question in the box, right? You got to talk to me about your business. Now, if you want me to talk to you about your business, it's good with your question. Go ahead and tell me what your business is, like what industry your business is in, so that I can give you specific information about your business. Now, for those of you that attended the broadcast Monday, we had a phenomenal time. I did a free training webinar to kind of give a sample of what the TBI, or Thrive Business Institute, entrepreneurial group coaching program consists of. Now, this was a 3.5-hour training. I mean, it was some good stuff. So if anybody was in it, definitely put it right there in the chat. Tell us, if you had a good time in the training. But just let me know. Let me know how I can help you guys tonight. I'm here to help. So all you have to do is put your question right there in the chat below, and I'm here to help you tonight. Thank you guys, of course, for tuning in. As I said, if you're not familiar with my broadcast, you can go to my page at Ask Xavier J on Facebook, and you'll see past episodes. And you see that what I do is I go in and you ask a question about your business, maybe an area that you're stuck in, or maybe you just need a thinking partner, and I help you with that. Hey, George. Hey, my friend. George was there. George is a life coach, offers a few different products and programs. George is a good guy. He's a good guy. So we're going to be looking forward to doing some work with George. Now, if anybody was on the broadcast, the emails have not went out. So what I'll be doing is I'm actually extending the offer. So you guys will be getting emails between tonight or in the morning with the follow-up, with the PDF that I promised you guys, as well as any links if you want to enroll into the group coaching program. And so that's what'll be happening there. I'm really looking forward to it. Again, George, thank you so much, my friend, for attending. I look forward to working with you, my friend. That is, and while I'm waiting for questions to kind of, to fill up the box, and guys, I promise, if you do have questions, put it in the chat below. Like, don't sit and wait, okay? So I'm here for you guys, and, we'll go from there. I remember one of the things, so once we do the training, for the entrepreneurial group coaching program is 2 trainings a month, 2 live trainings, and then of course they get the videos and they can rewatch those as much as they want. But I do a Q&A, and Cassandra, great question. I am going to put up the replay link here shortly. I'm going to put up the replay link. I'll put it on the Facebook page here. That's a great question. I still have not forgotten to reach out to you, and but I will definitely put that out. Cassandra has a kids resale store in Missouri. Great store. She just celebrated a 5-year anniversary. And guys, let me tell you, that is nothing short of amazing. Only because, when you're operating a business, and you guys know just as well as anybody else that it's sometimes it's hard to make a profit. Like, it's hard to pay the bills. You have good months, bad months. But she had a great 5-year anniversary, and we're doing some work with her right now. So I'm excited about the future of her business. So again, those of you that are not familiar with this broadcast, this is business building. So if you do have a question, go ahead and put that question in the chat below. Both people that have commented so far, George and Cassandra, have both part of, 20 some odd business groups. I see people every single day doing a few things. I see them posting advertisements within the groups, trying to get new members or trying to sell something within the group. Or I see people coming to the group asking questions about their business, right? And the whole idea is getting customers. And that's what Monday's training was about. It was about getting customers. And so we covered 5 different points. And I'm not going to cover them here. Like I said, I'll put up the replay. It is a 3.5-hour training. It is, it was pretty awesome. But as I said, with those trainings, I'll do 2 live a month. One is what we call a business growth training. So we can focus on leadership development. Some months we'll focus on maybe some marketing campaigns and things like that. And then the other stuff, we will focus on Marketing Monthly is the second training that happens every month. And it only focuses on marketing strategies that are currently in use. So I don't have a question, but I have questions about starting a business. Rock on, my friend. What's your question? And Timothy Saliez is a phenomenal guy, comes from a phenomenal family. So go ahead, Tim. What's your question? Tell me what business you want to start, and we can rock on, my friend. If you guys see me looking off, I don't have my contacts in, nor do I have my glasses on, and so I'm looking across the screen trying to look at the monitor, which is a TV, but it still kind of is what it is. So, yeah, Timothy, so just tell me what your question is. And while you're typing that, guys, let me tell you. So I think one of the greatest myths with entrepreneurship is we believe that the business should take off immediately, right? Like, we believe that when we start a business, within months, the business should be walking on its own. It should be doing all of these great things and making money, and customers are coming in. And I think what happens with a lot of people that teach business or talk about business or do shows regarding business is they don't tell you what we call the gestation period, right? And women would be, women are farmers, right? Will be familiar with that term. But the gestation period is the period that the business takes to grow, right? To grow its legs and to grow its hands and to become self-sufficient. And so when you're starting a business, one of the things I think when we walk into it, we don't fully understand that the business is, you may get a few good, sales or a few good contracts or have a few good months, but absolutely, Anthony. Absolutely, my friend. We would have, and I'll speak generally about it in a second, but you and I do need to chat. What you see when you are starting your business is the slow walk, right? It's the slow walk. And if you think of an infant, if you think of a baby, that baby needs certain care and support through the infancy stage, and it mimics life, right? So, and as you get through that, the business will eventually begin to walk. The business will eventually begin to talk and be self-sufficient and all these great things, and you can follow the same pattern. You can follow the same pattern time after time, year after year. And you know what? And I tell you, guys, we can talk about some of these things. So I'm going to pull Cassandra's question or statement. I'm going to pull her statement and talk about that a little bit. Guys, of course, welcome everyone that's tuning into the broadcast. Feel free to put your questions right down below in the chat, and I'll be sure to grab your question, pull up on the screen, and we'll deal with it. But Cassandra says she made more money in the beginning than now. Each year has declined in revenue. And there's a few things. And so, Cassandra, I want you to just kind of play along with me a little bit. I want to be, relatively transparent with your business. You and I have spoke a few times, and I've worked with you. So I do want to kind of give perspective as to why that decline has happened. So as businesses continue on, businesses must evolve. And one of the issues that Cassandra has with her business is that her business, though it's 5 years old, the business is still operating with technology and a mindset that was relevant 5 years ago. And you guys know just as well as I do, it doesn't matter if you're in retail or whatever your product or service you're offering, if you're not transforming with the times, things began to move very fast as technology began to advance month over month, right? And so Cassandra's business has done very well, and she has a good profit margin on her products. Where Cassandra fell short with her business is the e-commerce side. So she has e-commerce and some of the marketing and advertising to get people to walk into the door. So I'm just going to be speaking kind of generically about retail, and if you have a brick and mortar, and what you have to begin to do to get people to walk through your doors. So one, if you have a brick and mortar and people are walking into your business buying, right? You have to have a system in place for customer retention, right? So someone comes in, they buy something, you have to have a way to capture the information and retarget or advertise to these folks that have already given you money. It is you get better ad spend and a better return on your investment when you're marketing to people who've already done business with you. We spend a lot of time in business out trying to chase new business and new customers, and what happens is we spend a whole lot of money during what I call the dating phase of what we call customer acquisition, right? So getting a customer, we spend a lot of money showing the bells and whistles and why we're the number one choice for a product or service. When in actuality, if we simply focused on the people that have already given us their information, already given us $1, that return is better, it's higher if you've done a good job with what we call service delivery. So, and Cassandra she does phenomenal. I've never been into a resale shop or a thrift store where when they receive donations or their product, they actually wash it. She actually washed the clothes before she sells them, which I think is amazing. And I think it's a great selling point. But the problem is that she's operated a number of years, and she's recently begun to implement some technology to reach back out to customers. But it is vital that you are constantly staying in contact with your customer base. If not, out of sight, out of mind. It doesn't mean that people don't want to support you. Life happens, right? And so they forget about you. So that's one of the things that Cassandra has experienced year over year. And again, as people continue to come in, if you're not staying at the top of their mind, it's going to be difficult to get them back into your store, right? The second thing that Cassandra began to implement and is moving towards now is more e-commerce, right? It's selling things online. Why? Because that's where our society and culture have moved to. And so as we continue to move into kind of that realm, it makes sense for her to do more sales online, right? Because you reach a wider audience, right? You can go in and, whether it's Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, I can go in and do all of that stuff, right? And focus on those things. So those are two of the main areas that we're really working with Cassandra on now, is putting together what we call a customer management system, or CRM, customer relationship system, and to get them where they need, to get her where she needs to be. I believe that eventually, probably within the next 2 to 3 months, or 3 to 6, I believe her online sales will outweigh what's happening in the store. So that's just me, but that's one of the things we always have to stay front of mind of our customers, especially if we have a brick and mortar. And if people aren't walking through the door, we have to go to where they are, and people are online. Timothy, that is a huge response, my friend. Let me take a look at it. All right. Social media. I've been exposed to a few businesses. Yeah. Okay. Actually starting a business, that would be in the lines of the fiscal side or the networking. Gotcha. Man, that's a great question. That is an awesome question. So entrepreneurship, let me tell you. So I have a free course, and if you look in the description of this video, you'll see it. I have a free 7-day course. And Timothy, what you'll see me do is you'll see me start a business, start a pressure washing business. And I'm literally walking through my garage. I have a pressure washer sitting there. And I say, hey guys, I'm going to start a pressure washing business, right? And I walk you through it. I show you how to develop the marketing material. I show you what to say. You see me price it. You'll see me go to one of the office supply stores. I print it out. I cut up the postcards. I post it on social media. And literally within 90 minutes of me posting it on social media, I booked my first appointment. $250 for a pressure washing, which I did more videos. So you'll get emails and things like that. So entrepreneurship. So this is what I wish someone would have told me when I was 18, 19 years old, because I was doing entrepreneurship then. But what I thought was I had to do something that I was passionate about, right? That's what I thought. I thought that if you find a business to start that someone's passionate about, or that I'm passionate about, you're going to be okay. And so at the time, for me, it was karate, right? So I was a black belt at 18. And so I started teaching karate. And it was interesting. Started my little studio. I rented out this little space and kind of did that thing, but wasn't really successful at it. Wasn't really successful at it because I didn't understand how to speak to the needs of people. People weren't looking for karate classes. All right. And hear me when I say this, because this applies to any business you want to start. The course is going to walk you through, and it's free. So just go through it. It's a 7-day course, but the course is going to walk you through looking at your own skill set, looking at things. I mean, my son Johnson, he started a lawn service, right? And within 2 weeks, he had 22 clients with his lawn service. So you can do this, right? So, the first thing I get you to do is to look at your natural skill. And I hadn't forgotten my point, guys. I'm going to go into it in a second. But you have to look at your natural skill. What are the things that you're naturally good at, right? If you could start a tutoring service, right? You could start a personal training program. You could start if you can paint, like if you know how to paint a room, then start a painting service. And what you do is you go in and you paint one room, right? And you charge $75. They have to buy the paint. If you buy the paint, it's $99, right? You go in, you paint a room, and your goal is to paint 2 rooms a day. That's $200 a day. That's $1,000 a week, Saturday and Sunday off, right? These people come home from work, and all of a sudden, this one room that they've been wanting painted forever is now painted. All they had to pay was $100. It's done. right? 2 of those a day is $1,000 a week. Really, really simple. But with all of that said, what I learned with the karate business that I had to take through all of the other businesses that I would ever start is the easiest businesses to make money at. All right, the easiest businesses to make money at are service-based businesses. So anything where you're providing a service for people like everyday needs, right? So lawn services do well. Janitorial stuff does well. Of course, plumbers, electricians, those are trades, right? Those things do exceptionally well. Putting things together, kind of the handyman stuff is always well. But let's say you wanted to jump and do something a little bit more hands-on. Let's say something like tutoring. You know how many people want tutoring for their kids? You know how many kids have an iPhone or have some sort of video messaging feature on their computer or on their phone, and you can go in and tutor. You can tutor for $40 a month, $50 a month, and your goal is to sign up, I don't know, 10 kids, 15 kids, 20 kids, right? So you have all of these opportunities, and that's what makes the difference. That's where the money comes from. So just keep just keep that kind of thought, guys. No joke. I could show you my screen. I just got a message from a friend of mine. No joke. While we're sitting here talking, asking if I still have my pressure washing business. If I do, they need their house done. I mean, really simple. And I'll reach out. Let's see. I'll reach out and tell them yes. And guys, I'm telling you, so imagine with the pressure washer business, I'm doing $250 for a house. If I did that for 1 week, right? So I'm just doing one house a day, $250. Dude, that's $1,250 a week. I mean, that's insane, right? That's insane. So, but see, Timothy, those type of services do exceptionally well. Mechanics do exceptionally well. Computer repair does well. Why? I have a friend of mine that owns a computer shop now, and one of the things that we talk about, in his shop, he does repairs and upgrades, and we talk about how many people go in and buy brand new computers when all you really probably need to do, more than likely, is add a little bit of RAM and replace your regular hard drive. Those are the things where I'm a little different than some business coaches and entrepreneurial experts is this. I tell you to first go get the money. Don't write a business plan. Don't do any of that. I tell you to answer 3 questions. 1, see that they need it, okay? So that's first. So once you're selling a product, like when I was doing karate, I was selling karate classes. Karate classes is not what people were looking for. What people were looking for is self-defense. And there's a difference, right? The karate class, we always think about the old Mr. Miyagi, go in, wax on, wax off. We think about those kind of things, but the reality is people wanted to defend themselves from an attack, right? So imagine, all I had to do is take my marketing and say, you know what? I teach self-defense. I teach you not to be a victim if someone attacks you. That is very different than a karate class. You get what I'm saying? And so you have to learn. So whatever you have, you have to make it. The marketing component is making it seem as if the customer cannot live without your product or service. So that's how that goes, right? And so again, like I said, where I differ than some business coaches and entrepreneurial folks is that they'll tell you to write the business plan, they'll tell you to go do the financials, and none of that makes any bit of difference. Like none of it. Like no one cares about the business plan. The business plan is relevant if you're going to go try to get a bank loan, which I am totally against anybody getting a bank loan to start a business. You can get a bank loan to grow a business or to fulfill a contract or things like that. But Never get a bank loan to start a business. You're just asking for failure and for them to take everything you own. But so focus on what are you selling. The second question is, where are the customers, right? Or who's going to buy it, right? That's just knowing who your customer is, right? So what are you selling? Let's say I do lawns, right? I'm a lawn maintenance person. So I do lawns. Who's my customer, right? Who's going to buy it? Well, more than likely, consistent customers are probably folks with a house that's $150,000 or more, one or a two-parent home or a one or two-person home, adult that works full-time, probably has a kid or two, so that's in a relatively good side of town in a good neighborhood. Now, if I know those basics, then I know how I need to market. So I don't spend my time in neighborhoods where I know that people are going to pay, right? Nor am I going to spend a whole lot of time in a neighborhood where it doesn't look like people care about their homes anyway, right? So those are some of the things that you got to think about. Some of the things that you got to, you got to keep an eye on as you are kind of moving through this this process. The third question is, where are they, right? So if let's just continue to use my lawn service person, our lawn service example, I have to think about where those customers are. So someone who owns a house, works a full-time job, what are some of the leisure things that they do, right? If they have kids, they may go to football games or soccer games or, practices and things like that. I have to understand where they are, because once I understand that, now I know how to market to that person, right? If I'm working with, Angela, and Angela is is a married female, she works full-time, her husband works full-time, they have a 6-year-old child who is, in elementary school, I now know how to market to Angela. I now know where to go. So whether I need to put flyers there or whether I need to run targeted ads, what language do I need to use, right? All of those things go into play, but answering those basic 3 questions. It is, what are you selling? Who are you selling it to? And where are they? Once you know this basic stuff, it's the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit with the business. And I tell people, first, go and make money first. Once you're making money, when I say making money, it doesn't have to be $100,000, a year. But if you're just, it's consistent, you're able to pay your bills. Now let's sit back and now let's think about all of the other planning stuff, right? So we're not going to do a business plan, but we are going to look at our services. We're going to look at some marketing and advertising. We're going to look at all those things once someone is giving you money for what it is that you want to do. The reason why that's important is I call it a proof of concept. In other words, you could have a business plan all day long, but if you don't have a person that's willing to give you money for what it is that you provide, you don't have anything. You just have an idea. And there's a lot of people with ideas. And so I don't brag or anything, but I tell you, I spoke at a was one of a panelist for this entrepreneurial thing, and it was probably 7 or 8 of us on this panel. And this is what I want everyone to be. This is what, and I'm not saying this to brag. I'm saying this because I want to prove a point. Like, I understand what it's like to be an entrepreneur. I'm not telling you something that someone else told me. I've made some very bad marketing decisions. I've spent thousands of dollars in bad decisions, right, with business. I was sitting on this panel, and everyone was just kind of, just talking and, kind of puffing themselves up a little bit. And they said, okay, and our next panelist is Xavier Johnson. What's your best piece of wisdom for an entrepreneur? And I said, the only advice I can give you is to ask questions right now about what you're struggling with. That was big for me because all the other panelists were just kind of interested in hearing themselves talk. And I may come off like that too. I don't really know. But I was really there to help people expand and grow their business. I didn't want to sit and just quote unquote spit knowledge, right? And just spit. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to talk to Jennifer. You know, I'm just I don't know if there's Jennifer there, but I want to talk to Jennifer who has this business that's stuck right here, right? Like that's what I wanted to do. Now, as expertise. Well, after we got finished speaking, we went around and there were in the room. It was one of two things. Either you're broke as an entrepreneur, right? You're on stage, and I mean this wholeheartedly. I don't mean it to be disrespectful, but if you're broke, you probably shouldn't be on the panel telling other people what to do with their business. That's probably not the place for you. And I went in, and I forget how much money I spent, but I bought something from every single entrepreneur there because I wanted them to understand that when you make it, you got to turn around and pull somebody else up, right? And so that's what I want to see more of. But my passion is to go out and help. My passion is to give entrepreneurs the real. And so the real for entrepreneurship is cut the plans, cut all the other strategizing and research, find somebody that wants to buy your crap and sell it. That's it. And then once you sell it to that one person, find out if there are more people like them that want to buy. And you continue to sell until, it's time to expand or it's time to sell the business or whatever the case may be. But that is entrepreneurship. You have a product or service, you find somebody that wants to buy it, and you sell it. That's it. And you sell it at a profit. That's the end of that. So that is... that's what it is. I don't have people asking for discounts and all that kind of crap. So, it is what it is. But guys, I'm Xavier. This is Business Building. Listen, if you have a question about your business, put the question right there in the chat. Let me help you. Ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance will make you lose your business, right? And so there's no need of trying to cheat your way into success. I don't care what anybody tells you. I don't believe there's a fast track. I don't. I believe there's a system. And I believe the system works for everything in any business. See, one of the things I do with my business is the free course. The reason why I give it away for free is because if I can teach you to make money with something that you already are an expert in, like something you already know how to do. You know how to bake cakes. If I can teach you to make money baking cakes, which I don't have to teach you how to bake a cake. I have to teach you how to sell it. Does that make sense? Like I have to teach you how to sell what you already know how to do because it's in you. If, your dad taught you how to make dog houses, like one of your fondest memories, you make dog houses with your dad and that's great. And you love to make dog houses and you're proficient at it. Let me teach you how to make a dog house and sell it. Does that make sense? So the idea that you got to be passionate about whatever you're doing, that's great. You got to be passionate about success because if I can teach you to be successful with something that you already know how to do, I can teach you to sell anything. I can teach you'll be successful at any business. If I can teach you, because now, and I hope it makes sense. Like if I don't have to teach you how to make cakes, I have to teach you how to sell cakes. I have to teach you how to put your marketing material out there and make, if Publix can do it, you can do it, right? Like I have to teach that. And I don't mind teaching that, but I don't want to teach you to make the cake. I don't want to teach that. I don't want to teach that. So I want to teach you how to sell the cake because those principles are the same regardless of the business. Okay? Guys, thanks for tuning in tonight. I am here for you. I'm Xavier with the Thrive Business Institute. And as you guys have heard me rambling on about everything, I've answered a few questions. One from Timothy. Sally is a good guy. Cassandra, thanks for checking in. Samid, thanks for checking in, my friend. George, thanks for checking in. Really appreciate you guys. Listen, I'm here to help you. Like if you have a question about your anything, let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk about what you got. Let's talk about your business. Let's talk about sort of where you are. Let's make some things happen. There's no need for you to be sitting there with your business, not getting customers. Let me give you some tools and some strategies. I remember we were talking the other night, and I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail with George. Hey, Miss Harris. Hey, Sean. How's it going? Sean is over on, Instagram, on YouTube. And, we're just working. So right now, guys, we're broadcasting live on YouTube, Facebook, and Periscope. And so anyway, there you have it. But guys, I'm here for you. So the free course, so if you go to in this video, if you go, matter of fact, let me just post can I just post the link? If you go to the description, scroll up to the description of this video and see if the link should be there. And you'll see it says free 7-day business training. Free 7-day business training is what you'll see. And it'll come up and say accept the $100 challenge. And, you put your name, your email address there. So I accept the challenge. And it goes straight into the training. That is that. And then if you guys will, if you haven't liked this page, okay, Sean. Okay, absolutely. If you'd like to stay in contact with me, guys, be sure to like the Ask Xavier J page. I will be posting a link tonight to the replay of the training that we did on Monday. And you guys will have access to that. I'm going to extend the sale until probably Sunday or Monday. Sunday or Monday, I will extend the sale to enroll into the program, the entrepreneurial group coaching program. And so I'll extend that until, like I said, Sunday or next week. That link will be up tonight where you guys can get in there and take a look at it. Gotcha, Sean. Gotcha. So, and Sean, with yours, and I will jump into this. So Sean jumped in on a previous program, the Marketing Mastery. So Sean, we're getting ready to launch Marketing Mastery 2.0. Sean is one of the founding members, and what will happen is you will automatically be enrolled into Marketing Mastery 2.0. You'll automatically be enrolled into that, and that'll be rolling out here in the next few weeks. Of course, Ron, if you have any questions, just shoot me a message and we can talk about whatever it is we need to talk about. But the Marketing Mastery program is different than the entrepreneurial coaching program. The Marketing Mastery goes through everything marketing. Like, it's everything. We talk about print marketing, how to write copy, how to do advertisements, how to do email campaigns. It's literally everything marketing. It's a $297 program. And we'll be accepting enrollment into that here in the next few weeks. And again, guys, I'll keep in touch with you right here on Facebook. Just, stay connected to the page, and you'll see, and you guys will get an opportunity to jump in that. So let me pull a question up really quick from George. Recruitment, employee engagement, adding a sim. So, George, that is perfect, my friend. That is absolutely perfect. So what George is alluding to is during the George attended Monday's class, which was a sample of the entrepreneurial coaching program. Now, what you guys see here in this live broadcast, I do a little teaching, but it's specific to your business. In the group coaching program, I actually bring a topic every single month. So you get two major trainings. One is a business growth training that can focus on leadership, marketing, finances, product development, service development, personal growth. and then a second training, which is marketing monthly. So we did where to find customers. Now, once I go through all of the training and I'm actually teaching, right, for an hour to 2 hours, then we go into a Q&A session. And the advice that I give you is deeper advice, right? Because once again, this is for my students, right? So what I give to you guys is not that I pull back on anything, but I kind of give you high level training. In this training, we went deeper. And one of the things we do is, and you guys, if you have a website you want me to take a look at tonight, you can put the link up. You guys have seen me do it. Like, I'll pull up your website and give you feedback on your website, like live. And we talked about one of George's ventures is aimed at corporate or B2B, business to business. And I said all of that just to give you context to what I'm getting ready to respond to George about. All right. So what I told him about his site is that it didn't grab my attention initially. If I'm a business, right, and I go to the site, I don't know why I'm there, right? Like, why? So I click the link. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Let's say you have what's called a lead magnet. You have some sort of value that draws people to your website. Maybe that's organic traffic, or maybe it's paid traffic. Paid traffic is, Google ads and Facebook ads, Instagram, all that good stuff, or YouTube ads. And I'm driving people to my site, right? So organic traffic or paid traffic, doesn't matter. Once they get to my site, you have about 3 seconds to catch someone's attention. If you don't have their attention in 3 seconds, if there's not something that is compelling them to stay on your site, you lose them. You lose them. Now, you won't hit a home run every time. You won't. I can show you guys, I can show you my data from the marketing that I did for the free webinar. I literally had I reached thousands of people. But out of that, only I think it was 370 some odd people clicked the link and went onto the page. Like, they saw the ad, they clicked it, they went to the page. But out of that, only about 20 people clicked register. And then out of everyone that clicked register, 17 showed, right? So but that's marketing. Now, here's the plus. And this is where this happens. I can now retarget those same folks because I have what's called a Facebook pixel on my website. So when people come to the site, Facebook knows who came, and now I can retarget them with different ads, right? So anyway, that's a little deeper than I wanted to go. But so I told him you got to get something that helps. That if I'm a business owner, it has to make sense. Okay. Jason, great question. I'm going to answer that in a second, my friend. Great question. So what George put up here is, he said, improve your retention, recruitment, and employee engagement by adding a simple benefit. Absolutely. That is the way to do it. Because if this is something that, if I'm the CEO, right, or I'm the chief operating officer, I have a certain budget, right, for employee wellness, whatever. And George, I have somebody that I want to introduce you to. A young lady who has a consulting firm where she focuses on employee wellness programs. So I believe your stuff, she can also give you some good info. But if I'm a CEO or a chief operating officer, someone that you're marketing to, I go to your site, I need to see, because consumers are selfish, right? What's in it for me? We need to know why the hell am I on your site, and why do I need to stay on your site? If I go to your site and I see that I can improve retention, recruitment, and employee engagement, that's a big deal, because those are major issues in any business, right? And you can even go in and find the research. And the research doesn't have to point to your product. the research can point to the problem. Example, there's research out there that shows that there's a problem with employee retention. This is the fiscal number that's attached to retention. So you go into how much money it costs to train a person, how much money it costs, once they leave. So you can get into that, right? Money, money, money. That gets a business owner's attention. Recruitment. You can talk about how this type of program can help you better recruit without having to spend more money on their salary. And you can implement a program that's great for the entire company, not just one person, right? I read an ad or an article a few years ago talked about how millennials are taking lower salaries, but going to companies that have better perks. Out in Silicon Valley, out in California, there are many companies, even Google here in Atlanta, that allow you to bring your dogs to work with you every day. Every day you can bring your dog, right? That's an awesome perk, right? So it's little things like that. So you can talk about that. Employee engagement is huge, right? Because employee engagement, if I can keep them engaged, that means that they're 9 times out of 10, they're going to enjoy their work better, which I'm going to get higher productivity, which is more money for the company, right? Happier customer, more money for the customer, right? Or more money for the company. So that's the way you roll all of that in there. So I think that's some great stuff, my friend. Good question, and I hope that answered. Jason says, how do you recommend getting them engaged and getting them to buy? Here's the thought process, Jason. And tell me a little bit about what you're selling, so I can be a little bit more specific in my answer. But I'll go generic until you let me know what it is that you're selling. Again, when you're talking about getting people engaged, are you saying that you want them to be active on your Facebook page? You want them to what? So what's engagement? What does that look like? What does engagement look like to you? Getting them to buy is a little different, right? And to get someone to buy is relatively simple. It's not difficult, in order to get a person to buy your product or service, they have to see that your product or service serves a direct need or solves a problem in their life. That's it. It's that simple. And I think you can make any product say that. You can make any product be that. Gotcha. So that's perfect. So again, you have the 3 seconds, because now in that 3 seconds you have to make them see or understand that your product or service can solve a problem that they have. Like, that's it. Like, that's all selling stuff is. That's all it is. It's nothing more than that. Sales simply means I am going to sell you something that is going to increase the value of your life, or increase, the pleasure of life, right? I'm going to solve a problem in your life. So, Charmin toilet tissue. When they do their commercials, and they're funny commercials, right? Because they're doing jingles and they got the little bear dancing around. But dude, you need toilet paper, right? Everybody needs toilet paper. Now, Charmin knows that. They know you have options. They know you can go to the store and you have, 5 or 6 plus brands there to purchase from. But they spent their money to be in the front of your mind when you go to the store. So when you go to the store and you're scanning, you're not thinking, man, I need toilet paper. You're thinking, man, Charmin, it's soft. That's all you're thinking. It's little pieces. It's little manipulation. Marketing is manipulation. That's all it is. Listen, guys, and I'm going to show you how it works, right? If you guys are thinking about business, right? If you're thinking, if you have a business and you need some help here, there, or whatever, and you see an ad come up with Xavier, right? Xavier Johnson. Hey guys, I'm Xavier. If you're starting a business, hey, attend my free broadcast every Tuesday, Business Building Tuesdays. I'm here to help you. Bring your questions. Let me help you grow your business. All right. Then what happens is when you run into a really bad business problem, you're going to think about Xavier. Like, that's just what it is, right? Gotcha. Yeah, will do. Yeah, will do. So that's the thing. So the way that you engage them is you show them that you can solve their problem relatively quickly. And once you can do that, guys, I'm telling you, it works. It works. I promise it works. So marketing is this simple. And you can, and I'm telling you, I'll show you. Let's see. Let me turn on my other camera. Absolutely, my friend. I'm going to give you a quick sample of what that would look like. Give me one sec. I'm going to jump on the camera really quick. And I'll show you. Let's see. All right. So when you're marketing, guys, you have to ask this question. You have to ask this question. What problem do I solve for my customer? If this is where you start, if you start right here, you're going to blow up. You're going to blow up with your marketing. Because all of your marketing is speaking to that. That's it. Because that's all your customers want to know. Listen, guys, the only reason you guys are on this broadcast right now is because I've convinced you that I can solve some business problem you have. That's it. Do you notice when I talk about Business Building Tuesday, everybody wants to build their business. Everybody does. When you guys come to the page, you like the page, listen. This is marketing. I invest this time, right? And I help and I talk to you about business and give you some tools and give you some strategies. What I'm doing is getting you to know, like, and trust. That's all I'm doing. That's it. That's all I'm doing. I'm getting you to know me, like me, and trust me. So if you ever saw an ad pop up on your page and say, hey guys, this is Xavier. Listen, we're enrolling right now for our Marketing Mastery program. This is a program that is going to change how you market and do business forever. Come and learn what it is that you need to learn, not only to grow your business, but let's say you wanted to hire someone to do your marketing. You need to know what it is that they're doing and how to get the most out of your marketing dollar. Click the link below. Enrollments are happening right now. The class starts September 1st. Enroll today, save your spot, get some great pricing. I'll see you in class. If you saw that video come up on your timeline, whether you were in a position to purchase or not, you would at least watch past 3 seconds, because I know that guy. I know him. I like him. I trust him. I may not have the money to buy it, but I can get you to watch the video for 10 seconds, right? I can get you to click to get the free gift, right? So that's the purpose of marketing. And it doesn't matter what you're selling. You got to do it, right? So anyway, but if you start with this question, right? What problem do I solve for my customer? And then you write your marketing material from this question. From this question. Let's say you don't even know who your customer is. And the word avatar is a little old, right? But let's say you don't know if it's an adult, 24 to 36, graduated from college, lives here. Let's say you don't know any of that. Look at whatever you're offering. Let's say I offer perfume, right? Like oils, essential oils, right? Let's say I offer essential oils. I have to think about, what problem am I solving for my customers? What problems am I solving for my customers? I want my customers to smell good. All right? So if I do essential oils, all right? What problems am I solving? I want them to smell good. I want them to save money. I want how am I helping? What problem am I solving? Convenience. Convenient to buy. Right? So they don't have to go to the mall. They don't have to go to the mall. They don't have to go to these places, and they're going to save money because you don't have to buy, the $60 bottle of whatever when you can get 3 for $10, 1 for $5, 3 for $10, whatever, 3 for $12, whatever it is. The convenience to buy, they're right here, right? I can keep going. What problems do I solve? Make wife happy, right? She wants a good smelling man, right? And so now these are 4 ads. Those are literally 4 ads for essential oils. And I mean, it's a short ad. It could be a video. It could be a picture, and make your wife happy. Like, these are literally ads that I could run if I had an essential oil business, but it's all based on what problem am I solving, right? And then you run the ad and you test. You test, because you never know in marketing what's going to hit. You don't know. So that is, I hope that helped. I hope that gave some ideas and some thought process on what you can do, to at least kickstart your marketing, right? What problem am I solving? And speak to that problem. Speak to it. Speak to it. And once you speak to it, you're in a good place, You're in a good place to keep going. I hope that helped, guys. Guys, you guys are asking some good questions tonight. Let's see. See if you guys have any questions. Put this countdown timer over here. See if you guys do. If you do, of course, I am here for you. I'll stay here all night and answer these questions as long as you guys are there. So Jason, yes, I do. I do offer one-on-one coaching. That is available, and I can reach out to you offline. I know George was interested in that also. Um, I do have an online coaching or a one-on-one coaching program. Um, if if you could shoot me your email, private message me your email, and I will send you or put you in the info when I send out the emails for the group coaching program, and and then we can, I'd love to, show you what that group coaching program is for, um, and then we go from there. I know you say make the money first, but should one be insured prior to doing business? That's a great question, Samid. And the best way I can answer that is this: if regulatory statutes require you to be insured, then do that. Um, it is absolute. Oh, for my pressure washing, no, I didn't. No, I didn't go get any insurance. I turned on the pressure washer and I went out there and started pressure washing houses. And watch this, no joke, because I pressure washed my own house. Um, but what I did is I went online and I did a little bit of research, no more than an hour of, how not to damage somebody's house, pressure washing. Like I did those things, but insurance is if regulatory statutes require that, then go. I'm not telling anybody to break the law, right? I'm not going to tell you to go break the law. I will tell you to take every precaution you can, but don't, don't put yourself in a position, for legal liabilities. You can get general liability coverage for next to nothing for a lot of businesses. And so what I always encourage people to do, Samit, is this: test the concept, and once you get a few customers under your belt, let the money that you make from the business pay for the insurance, right? And then you go from there, So always be smart, Always make sure you protect yourself, protect the things that you own, all that good stuff. Incorporation does that to a greater degree, and then of course liability insurance does that. So that's a great question, my friend. Really, really good question. Absolutely, Sean. I will do. Absolutely, I will. Guys, listen, I'm telling you, and I'll say this as I get ready to wrap up. Listen, Deuteronomy 8:18 says, "It is the Lord who gives us the power to obtain wealth." Now, wealth, to me, doesn't necessarily mean rich, right? But it tells me that he gives me the ability to generate an income. I walked away in 2011. I was a college president, and I walked away from six figures in a phenomenal bonus structure. I walked away to be a dad. I tell people I didn't become an entrepreneur to make money. I became an entrepreneur so that I could be a dad, because I valued being a dad more than I did the money, because I saw that I was making a lot of money and that this company owned me. I moved my family almost every year because I was chasing the money. We went from Georgia to Florida, from Florida to Chicago, and Chicago back to Georgia, chasing the dollar. And during that time, my marriage fell apart, and I wasn't spending time with the kids. My health went south because of stress. It was literally stress. And I knew I always had a vision. I knew that, there was something that I needed to birth. I did these little side businesses and all this kind of stuff. And guys, let me tell you, the greatest decision I made was to be an entrepreneur. It hasn't been easy. There have been months where it has been, in the beginning, it was really dry, like really dry. Like, I have a decent spell here, a decent spell there, but I began to learn the lessons of management and finances and pricing and marketing. And that's why I do what I do for you guys. That's why I build these courses. That's why I do, these videos. I had a person that asked me one time and said, well, if you like to give so much, like you have a course that's $300. Like, why would you do that? And I said, because one, I'm cutting the fluff out of entrepreneurship, right? And this is the marketing course. I said, you can go and sit in a university and pay $60,000 to $100,000 for an education that is not going to teach you how to run a business. It's just not. I have an executive MBA. I have a bachelor's and 2 bachelors actually. And let me tell you guys, business school didn't prep me for entrepreneurship at all. At all. At all. It made me good with Excel spreadsheets. That's it. Everything I've learned about business comes from the grind. I was raised in the housing projects of McDonough, Georgia. I learned more about entrepreneurship being in the housing projects than I learned at a 4-year college. I wouldn't lie to you. Because there is a grind and there is something that's necessary. Business ideas, they come and they go. The systems about what makes a business successful, they work, right? And I'll tell you this, guys, every business doesn't work. I've started many businesses, many. Every business doesn't work. So not only will I teach you guys that, I teach you how to let go. I teach you how to let go. Like, you don't have to, if a business is not profitable, and we're going to talk about that in the group coaching program. Guys, if a business is not profitable, then move on. Shut it down. It's okay. Shut it down. Move on. Because when you learn to create, this may do well for 1 season, for 2 seasons, for 20 seasons. You don't believe me? Look at Blockbuster, right? Look at Blockbuster Video. They went out of business because they were too, they didn't look to the future enough. I'm telling you, they didn't see the Netflix, right? They weren't paying attention to the pulse of society. And because they refused to change, they then became obsolete. That's the way businesses are. With Cassandra's business, that's what we're working with her now on. Like, that's the goal, is to get her current with the times so that you can continue to maintain a profit. That's it. Guys, 20 years ago, online education was thought to be taboo. You go to an online school, well, that's garbage. Oh man, that school's not. You don't go to a real school. You don't. Blah, blah, blah. Dude, most major state-run colleges and universities have online programs. Harvard has an online program. Yale have online programs. You have to change with the times. And so anyway, that's what that is. Guys, it's been great talking to you. I want you guys to be successful. I hope you see that. I hope you see my heart. I don't make this a pitch fest to where, I tell you about all my programs and I just want your money. I'm an entrepreneur just like you guys. I'm getting ready to launch some ventures now. And in the group coaching program, I'll talk about those, right? I'll take you guys on that journey with me. Because I want you to see that I have the same problems you guys have. Same problems. When you go to my site, and I'll show you this and then I'll close out just to prove my point. I can tell you guys about it, all day long. But when you go to my site, let's go there. When you go to my site, there's nothing that really, bless you, my friend. Oh, YouTube, absolutely. I'll put it in the chat in a moment, absolutely. This is just, there's nothing there that changes you. There's nothing there that really grabs you. There's nothing that does that, right? What happens though is you guys see this picture. And as you see this picture, that is called social proof. Wow, maybe he does do what he says he does, right? And then I give you a little bit of encouragement, but you didn't come to the site for encouragement. That's not why you came, right? But if you'll notice right here in red, your skill plus my training equals a changed life. First name, email address, accept the challenge, and then you go there. And then if you just want to learn about me, you can. Here are some of the blogs. But nothing about this really catches you. So I got to do some stuff on here myself, right? To capture the folks as they come to the site. So I want you guys to know, and I only put that up there just to show you that I go through the same thing. I have to critique myself just like everything else, just like I critique you guys. I have to sit down. I have coach. I pay a coach myself every month. And we sit down and we go through stuff. And sometimes it kicks my butt, and sometimes we don't. So that's what that is. So I am going to get the address for you, my friend. And so that you have that. Again, I sincerely appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. Like I said, I wanted to come back and do another broadcast. Last night it was just horrible. I don't know what was going on with the internet connection. I mean, it was just garbage. And it was just garbage. So So really quick, Samid, where are you broadcasting from? Like what? Oh, my YouTube is not there. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Where are you broadcasting from, Samid? YouTube. I'm going to get a few more videos up on YouTube. Let's see, my channel. And this up. All right, my friends, I am going to get ready to bid you adieu, Samid. And I hope that channel works for you, my friend. I hope that semicolon. It's one of my favorite characters, man. It's one of my favorite characters. I appreciate you, Samid. Appreciate you, my friend. You guys are awesome. Let me try it one more time. All right. There we have it. It is there. And there we go. So I got that, guys. Got that out to you. Again, I really appreciate you guys chilling out with me tonight and being a part of the broadcast. You guys are the reason why I do what I do. So, but with that being said, until next time, if I can help you guys, definitely go to the page. Listen, if I've been a blessing, share it. Share it on your page. Share it to your network. Tell them to tune in. Tell them to go to the page. Tell them to like it. And we're going to keep rocking out, man. We're going to keep rocking out. So until next time, guys, have a phenomenal evening, and I will check you next time. Take care.